So here we go. Okay, so today we're back in the apiary and I'm going to go through these colonies, and really it's time to assess whether they are ready to get a second box. We're going to start down here on the Apimaye and we're going to work our way up. I'm even going to get in here and, well, the Hex Hive is probably going to get a second box. So I've got another box over here ready, and we are going to get second boxes on these colonies. It's a beautiful day here, around 71 degrees, a little breezy. It rained earlier, so I don't expect the bees to be all exactly friendly just because we had rain, it's windy, but let's see what we find. Do we need a second box? Well, we got bees working clear across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 8 seams. I want to stay ahead of them as far as spacing. Good pollen frame there. And I'm simply getting in here just to check and see my brood levels. Now, that is a fantastic frame because we can see there in the middle, there's brood and there is larvae clear across there. So, yeah. Yep. Fantastic. So they're really doing their job. Now, we are closing in on almost 3 weeks since I have installed these packages. And this very first brood, it is going to be emerging out. That's great. 1 frame turns to 2 frames. So the population of the bees rapidly increases, and as we see, we've got multiple frames of brood here. So do they need another box? Yes. I need to get the space so that the queen continues to lay. Gosh, good pollen frame there. You've got pollen, all sorts of different colors on there. Give them a second box. Now, this colony is a little bit behind as compared to the last one, so I'm probably not going to add another box to this one, just looking at the frames of bees. That last one may have taken some drift, so when I installed them, some bees may have drifted over. That happens sometimes to those end colonies. Okay, so I've got larvae all down in there. And look at that nice fresh wax on there, eggs, larvae on there. So this colony is just a hair behind. Not going to add another box to them today. And you look at that. Nice, beautiful frame there. Nice, beautiful frame right here. So with this brood hatch, this colony size will probably double from what I'm seeing here with the brood that's on here. It's going to double. Drop that frame down in there and let them build that one out. Eggs are on here, so I'm almost betting that my queen, yep, there she is. You can almost tell when you're looking at certain frames, when you see signs on there, and she just is not one to stay out. So, eggs and that on there, so she's down in. I'm going to slide this frame over, and there we go. Okay, no queen there. Good one. Good looking colony here. Pull this frame out, get some room, and I'm probably going to drop this down into the center just to get them to work that frame. There's my queen on an outer edge. So that's nice. I like seeing those queens work those outer edges because that means that right there, she has laid up. So I'm going to take that there, drop this down in, and then get a second box. Now this second box that I'm adding in, if you look and see, it's getting mostly drawn comb. So these colonies are really going to expand fast. My eyes can't see if there's eggs down in there, but I would almost guess that there is, and there is right here. I can see eggs. Brood all along in there, and there are eggs down in there. So Not sure if you can see that down in there, but there are eggs down in those cells. So that is fantastic. Eggs, larvae on there. So I will probably check one more frame here, and I'm sure it's going to be brood. And then I'm going to, oh yeah, brood in there, brood there. So let me do this. I'm going to drop that frame down in, that way they can work it. There we go. I tell you, I like this Reflectix as an inner cover for this Hex Hive. Now, I'm not going to pull any frames over here. I know those are drawn out, and I know these here are drawn out. So, and look at that. To the outer edge there, and then in this third section, look, drawn out. So, I need to add a second box. I've got that comb there. They're drawing some right there. And that's basically all that I'm doing here now is checking, well, do they need a second box? And yes, they do. At this point here, they do. So let's add it. There we are. And let's throw that down there. So Hex Hive is growing. Okay, so into the Infinity Hive. Now, looking at the population here, it is doing great. I can look at the frames, and also I can see, well, they have drawn out a good number of these frames. Now, I will probably do the same thing. That's a nectar frame. This one is on that outer edge. So I'm going to manipulate these frames just a hair. I'm going to shift that one in. And you can see, really, I mean, you can see the exceptional job that they have done with these frames. I really like these frames. Look at that. Excellent. So that's going to go there. This frame is going to go straight in there. Well, continuing along with the inspections, I have had to add a second box onto 3 out of 7. So they're doing okay. You know, you figure this is 19 days after installation. So for just shy of 3 weeks to have to add a second box, you know, that's the power of some of these packages. You install packages on drawn comb, and yes, you can get packages earlier than you can get nukes in some areas. And if you have that drawn comb, I mean, you see what can happen literally in 3 weeks' time. Oh, wow. Look at that plump queen down there. She is just utterly fantastic. Just fantastic. Now, I'm going to move this frame over. It's got brood, and then I'm going to drop in that blank frame here into this brood. So I probably will add another box onto this just because with the brood that they have in here and the number of frames, so this colony here could use it. All right, well, it is Sunday. Took a day off. I'm back over and checking on my survivor colonies. Now, this one here is my Caucasian, so it's a matter of just getting in here and seeing what kind of signs I find. Will I find any cells? Will I find any cups? I don't know. But we're going to find out here very shortly. Let's see what this colony shows us. That's a good pollen frame right there, so I'm going to shift that. I've been doing some frame manipulations, tweaking their locations. So look at there, we've got brood pattern. We've got drone brood on there, regular brood. No signs so far of any cups or anything. Now, if this colony does not, well, then that's fantastic. I just stack supers and I get a honey crop out of this colony. Young larvae in there. So this is mainly, the majority of it is capped over brood. I've never had a colony do that, but, you know, it's not entirely unheard of. Now, this Caucasian queen that's in here, she's from late last summer, so we'll see. Maybe she won't swarm. Maybe they won't. Maybe this colony will choose not to. I don't know. Absolutely no cups. No cells either. Now, on this frame here, I can see they are starting to cap over larvae. There's some eggs in along the edge. Couple day-old larvae in there. So this frame here really is a frame brood of all stages, you would say, on this frame here. Absolutely no signs of swarming. Larvae down in there. All right. So I would imagine that my queen's probably in around this area or the next. Oh, so there's my queen right there. I was looking for her. That's a Pepto queen. You can see her on there. So I was looking for her. I am going to slide these frames there over and drop this back down in here. Give that queen some room. And this colony is exceptional so far in that absolutely no signs of swarming. Oh man, is that box heavy. All right, so this one here, I fully expect to have to split. The last time I was in here, they were making some cups. Let's see what we find today. Oh yeah, look at the bees in there. Oh, look at that. There's my queen. I am mainly looking for any cells or cups right now. There's one. I mean, this queen is just, she's a rock star with the brood. So I would imagine a couple days I will have to split this. All right, so not just yet. Okay, so this is my resource colony, one of my double nukes. I put my one queen that I split went into this side. I like using these double nukes because it's a way that I can save a queen. I can also produce extra colonies off of this. There's my queen that I moved. And let me tell you, she's got eggs all across this frame right here. So she's a green dot queen. That right there, folks, was marking my first queen by grabbing her. Might not have been perfect, but I got the job done. So here we go. There we go. Marked a queen. Now I want to show you guys, see that blob right there of paint? That is why you prime your pens. I have not used this blue pen at all. I mean, it's been basically 5 years. That right there is why you want to prime them. Had I touched the queen and that came out, I could have damaged her. All right, well, this has been quite the weekend of beekeeping. Now, I was able to go through my packages yesterday, and well, you can see some of them, this Apimaye colony right here, well, I needed to add a second box. This one I did not. This one I added. The Hex Hive. Well, it now has 2 boxes. Now, my colonies in the back, my Caucasian, I found absolutely no signs of cells, anything like that, and they have room. So maybe they'll make me honey. I don't know. My other colony here, I did not see really any majorly developed cups. Well, I only saw a couple. There was like 3 or 4 in there. I did not see any that it looked like were charged, so I don't know there as well. So I did not split those 2 just yet. My resource colony that I have set up, the double nuke, marked the queens in there. Woo, that's the first time I've ever done that. I said I'm going to get away from using that one-handed queen catcher, and a little bit of nerves there, to be honest, but it's perfectly doable. I can do that. So it's just the nerves of the first time, I guess, and people have said, I mean, you can handle them a little rougher than what you think, and I can see that right there just by doing that. But that setup there is building out too. So really the apiary, I've got one colony up front here that is in the process of requeening. If I look at my mating indicator, today's date, well, the queen should be doing mating flights. So really, this is that timing. According to this, on the 22nd is when I should, if everything went, you know, without any hiccups, I might see eggs in here. So this colony here is probably on their way as well. For it being May 27th, and really I'll give it, or May 22nd to expect a mated, and I'll give it a week. I will probably go in about the 29th or so, 28th or 29th, just to check this. And if I find eggs, I'll locate that queen and mark her, and I'll know that this colony was successful in requeening itself. If they did not, well, then I go to plan B. So I can always try and get them to make out some new cells and go through the process, or I could just get a mated queen and try and introduce a mated queen. But overall, the apiary is looking a lot better. Removed the tree stump from in here, so I'm just getting things tidied up. The yard, well, as of now, the yard, I'm content with how things are right now. So could I pull some more splits and grow numbers? Yes, but I want to get these colonies situated first before I start playing with that. So if I do want to split any more, it's probably going to be another month or so, because I want to grow what I have before I set them back. Now, I appreciate everybody watching, and like I always say, until the next one.